So, welcome officially. Nice to have you back, Sue and John, and Iona and Kenneth. So, I think let's start off with a meditation on today's lesson, and that will prepare us nicely for some text reading. So, if you just get yourself into a meditation posture.
I will stand up, actually.
Yeah, if you want to stand up, that's okay. Feet shoulder width apart. Cup your hands in your lap, keep your back straight. Close your eyes. And start off by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. So you're breathing in, noticing how the stomach rises and the chest rises, subtle flow of air in through the nostrils. And the stomach pushes out, clench the sphincter muscle. This muscle used to contract the flow of urine or squeeze the last drops out. And just focus in on all these present moment sensations of the breath, however they show up for you. So, yeah, just draw the energy up the spine to your heart center. Put one hand on your heart just to connect in with your heart space. And then draw it all the way up into the crown of your head. Pausing at the top of the inhale. And smile. So just check in, scan your mind. Notice any thoughts, any emotions, and any sensations in the body associated with those going on. Just observe all of that happening. And then remind yourself of today's first review idea, which is that salvation is my only function here. So whatever's going on, salvation, which means awakening, which means letting go, is my only function here. Say that to yourself with firmness and determination. And my function here is to let go of all the errors I've made that I perceive in the world. Thus am I released from them all, with all the world. So I exhale, blow them all away, exhaling them out. Notice the air flowing out of your mouth, the chest and the stomach suck back in. And the energy subsides back down the front channel of your body, coming to rest in your lower stomach and your groin. The lower stomach into the spine. Expel the last remaining air out. And find some stillness and some peace at the bottom of the exhale. The gap between breaths is a gap in mind. It's a little portal to eternity. So I have a sense of that eternal state of mind. Rising in your mind, breathe in. Notice how the stomach rises and the chest rises and the subtle flow of air in through the nostrils. Clenching the sphincter muscle, locking the energy in. Drawing the energy up the spine, into your heart center. Put one hand on your heart. Connect with your heart space. And then draw it up into the crown of your head. Pausing at the top of the inhale. Again, scan your mind. Remind yourself that my part is essential to God's plan for salvation. My part is essential to love's plan for awakening. So, alternative translated version. Breathe in on that. Breathing in the essence of spirit life that will awaken you. Fusing every pore, every cell, every muscle of your body, every part of your mind, every fiber of your being is in the light. And breathe that light in. You can imagine, if it helps you, that you're breathing it into every pore, every cell, every muscle, every fiber of your being. And just remind yourself, my part is essential to love's plan for awakening. Say to yourself, I am essential to the plan of perfect love for the awakening of the world. You are part of this process of awakening, of that one-ment, essential part, because every part or fragment of the mind is equally important. So, perfect love gave me its plan, say to yourself, to help me let go of the world. Exhale on the truth of that and have a sense of just letting go of all errors. It's your phony function is to let go of all the errors that you've made that you then perceive outside of you in the world. To recognize that those are just your own errors, representative of your own state of mind that's based on a false idea and error. And this is the way that you will find release from your errors and from all the world. Realize that they are errors and choose to let them go. So you don't think about them, you don't feel emotions about them, you don't give them any reality in your mind, and then you are denying them. So you exhale, blowing all these errors away. Claim the release that letting go of errors gives you. And to rest at the bottom of the exhale in this place of deep peace and stillness. And just rest in this deep quietness. There's nothing else to do, nowhere else to go. So just sink into that quietness. And it's just envelop you. It's arising from the deeper part of your mind, from the very depths of your being. So just breathing in and out through your nose, observing the breath flowing into the nostrils and out of the nostrils. Notice how the stomach rises and the stomach falls. Sinking inward, let the mind just relax into this deep state beyond thought, beyond words, beyond ideas and concepts and beliefs, lies in the simple truth. So you just rest in this truth, abide in truth. Nowhere else to go, nothing else to do, nothing else to think about. Just breathe, relax, be still, surrender completely. If any thoughts come in to seemingly disturb this deep, tranquil state of mind, just observe them as like clouds just drifting by your awareness. They have no real power at all. So you just let them go. Breathe out. Mind yourself that your function here is just to let go of all the errors that you have made, that you perceive in the world. And the world is the projection of these errors outwards. But it's not ultimately true. You can let it go with the help of a decision and the breath. So just sink inwards to the kingdom of heaven. Sinking deeper and deeper with each breath into this deep, peaceful, calm state. No thought, no mind, just pure, formless awareness of perfect love. So just gently bring yourself back. It's a very deep state of awareness. Into awareness of the body and the breath and the senses and the world. And so on the count of 3, you're going to open your eyes. 1, just breathing in, noticing how the stomach rises, chest rises, the subtle flow of air in through the nostrils. Top of the inhale, just pause. Scan your mind, notice any thoughts, any emotions, any sensations going on. If there's anything that's at all limited, negative, contracted, constricting in any way, and just observe it and let it go with the help of your breath and today's idea, any of the ideas. So you could say, awakening is my only function here, or my part is essential to love's plan for awakening, and then just release it. So let it all go into the nothingness it really is, blowing it away with the breeze of your breath, noticing the air flowing out of your mouth, chest and the stomach sucked back in. Pause at the bottom of the exhale on the count of 2. Notice the weight of your body pressing down into the chair, feet touching the ground. Notice what you're feeling and touching with your hands. Notice what you're hearing, so tuning into all your sense perceptions in a very present way, very present, conscious way. So you stay rooted in the present moment. In that present moment, you find the truth of who you really are, which is just pure formless awareness. And so on the count of 3, open your eyes. Take a moment, just look around, noticing the various objects in the room around you. In a very calm, detached way. So there's no attempt to name them, judge them, label them in any way. Just observe in this very calm, detached way and notice the peace that's there in your awareness. Just that peace that passes all understanding, that is what we're looking for. It's the peace of pure formless awareness. It's what all our lessons are directed towards. And so just anchor the state in, set the intention to stay here for the rest of the session. Keep some awareness on your breath, breathing as you go through the session to help you to stay very present and connected to spirit while we do the text reading for today. Okay, so everyone back. So have a look at the lesson, shall we? So today's lesson is called the holy meeting place. So it's only 5 paragraphs, so a fairly short one. So yeah, who would like to start it?
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to read. Do you want to just translate as we go, or read it and then?
Yeah, all right.
Translate as we go?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do it in this one. So, yeah, from In the Darkness.
In the limited awareness, you have obscured the glory given you by pure formless awareness.
I'll tell you what, read the sentence as the original, and then we'll translate it.
In the darkness, you have obscured the glory God gave you and the power he bestowed upon his guiltless son. You have obscured the, did we translate glory?
I think we did. I think do you remember what we called it?
Intelligence? I don't know. A new one for me.
Magnificence, I think.
Aha. That's good.
I think that kind of works. What do you think?
Magnificence.
Magnificence. Magnificence.
Yeah, that does work for me. Perfect love gave you. And the power the power it bestowed upon its guiltless extension.
Would it be better to say in your limited awareness?
Yeah. In the darkness. Because in the limited awareness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly. In your limited awareness. Maybe a comma there? What do you think?
Yeah.
In your limited awareness.
That.
Of a natural pause in the sentence. You have obscured the magnificence perfect love gave you. Should we make that perfect love or pure formless awareness of perfect love? What do you think? Do you think pure formless awareness of perfect love is too much?
I think perfect love is good there.
Yeah. Magnificence perfect love gave you, the power it bestowed upon its guiltless extension.
Mm-hmm. All this lies hidden in every darkened place, shrouded in guilt and in the dark denial of innocence. Does that really need any translation?
No, we could translate dark into limited, but I quite like dark denial. You know, that has a
I like dark denial and dark
alliteration, I think, to it. Dark denial of innocence. So we'll leave that.
Behind the dark doors you have closed lies nothing, because nothing can obscure the gift of perfect love.
Yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like perfect love for God. It's such a nice, got a nice feel. Sally today was saying, just the translation feels much softer and gentler. Kind of feel into it more.
It is the closing of the doors that interferes with recognition of the power of perfect love. Oh, I didn't read it right. There's the power of God that shines in you. So the power of perfect love that shines in you. Banish not power from your mind, but let all that would hide your glory be brought to the judgment of the Holy Spirit, and there undone. Just
So maybe let's just make it a bit more. Do not banish, rather than banish not. Do not banish power from your mind, from your awareness, maybe.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Banish power from your awareness.
Mm-hmm. But let all that would hide your glory be brought to the judgment of, your magnificence.
Yeah.
To the, does Holy Spirit judge?
Yes.
Yes.
Just not in the condemnatory sense.
Yes, I got it.
Hmm.
Of the remembrance of oneness, and they are undone.
He uses judgment in two senses of the word.
Yeah.
To the, we could change that to discernment if you want. What do you think?
I like that too, yeah.
Discernment of the Holy Spirit?
I think discernment is clearer.
Because there's a confusion. He talks about judgment in the course in two senses. And then that confuses people. On the one hand, he's saying there's no judgment. And then on the other, he's talking about the judgment of the Holy Spirit and the last judgment. And it seems to be a contradiction because he's using the same word in a different sense. So judgment of the ego is judgment that makes things real, that condemns, that judges against, that makes the illusion real. Judgment of the Holy Spirit is really the discernment to determine between what is false and what is true, which it has to do. If you couldn't discern what's false and what's true, you'd have no basis for good decision making and accurate perception. So we'll make it discernment, shall we? Discernment of the remembrance of, should we call it love? Remembrance of perfect love. Does that work for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
We brought to the maybe there's another way of saying it. It's a bit clumsy. Hide your magnificence. Let all that would hide your magnificence be. How about make it just a lot simpler? Be discerned by the remembrance of perfect love. How about that? Like it? Simpler?
Neater.
No, neater. That's effectively what's happening. So he brought to it's be discerned by the remembrance of perfect love. So that it's going to discern it, and they're undone. So once you've discerned it, you can then discern by the Holy Spirit, by the remembrance of perfect love, and they're undone, or we could say let go of. What do you think? Undone or let go of? Undone. To keep undone.
Do not banish power from your awareness, but let all that would hide your magnificence be discerned by the remembrance of perfect love. And
Undone.
Undone. Yeah.
That works. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that works better than let go of.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, and 6.
Whom he would save for glory is saved for it. Whom it would save for magnificence is saved for it.
Okay. So do we want save, or should we change that to save for glory is saved for it? Whom it would awaken to. How about that?
Yeah, awaken to magnificence.
Yeah, exactly. Rather
So,
than save for glory.
yeah.
Whom it would whom it would awaken to magnificence, he is saved for it. He is how about awakened to the experience of it? How about that?
Good.
You like it?
I do actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has promised the source that through it you would be released from littleness to glory. To magnificence again. Lots of magnificence in this paragraph.
Yes. How about it has promised the source of magnificence that through it, just see how it reads. Through it, or was that an original it? Through him, yeah. Through him, okay. Through it, I think that needs a comma there. What do you think?
Okay.
Through it, you would be released from littleness to magnificence.
To what it promised perfect love, it is wholly faithful. For it shares with perfect love the promise that was given it to share with you.
Shares with perfect love, the promise that was given it to share with you. So we've dropped the pure formless awareness of perfect love, which kind of means we need to be somewhat consistent. So maybe we should just go and reinsert it. Sometimes it's not appropriate, like power of perfect love. You don't want pure form, power of pure formless awareness of perfect love, but and gift of. But when there's not an of, then let's see how it reads, shall we? If you read it from the
Your limited awareness, you have obscured the magnificence perfect love gave you and the power it bestowed upon its guiltless extension. All this lies hidden in every darkened place, shrouded in guilt and in the dark denial of innocence. Behind the dark doors you have closed lies nothing, because nothing can obscure the gift of perfect love. It is the closing of the doors that interferes with recognition of the power of perfect love that shines in you. Do not banish power from your awareness, but let all that would hide your magnificence be discerned by the remembrance of perfect love and undone. Whom it would awaken to magnificence is awakened to the experience of it. It has promised the source of magnificence that through it you would be released from littleness to magnificence. To what it promised pure formless awareness of perfect love, it is wholly faithful, for it shares with perfect love the promise that was given it to share with you. So, yeah, it's beautifully graphic in the first few sentences. The dark doors, darkened place that I would.
Do we want to change darkened place maybe? Or carry on with the analogy, darken, because I mean, it's talking about a part of your mind.
Yeah, that we would. Well, we've referred to limited awareness, so it would sound like all this lies hidden in every place of limited awareness, or
I think maybe it's in every limited belief.
Oh yeah, shrouded in guilt and in the dark denial of innocence. So just leave one dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's saying that my protection of this dark denial of innocence is me protecting nothing, that the gift of perfect love is overwhelmingly shining in me. But I'm trying to interfere with the recognition of this. But he's saying, don't do this. Give it all up to the remembrance of perfect love, who would undo every thought, every error in my thinking, and awaken to the magnificence. Release me from littleness to magnificence. Remembrance of love, oneness. Remembrance of love always delivers what it promises.
Promise it was given it to share with you. So this remembrance in your own mind of this expanded, magnificent presence will bring you back into that full experience of magnificence. Which makes complete sense. But he's just keeping every lesson and every section of the text is just reminding us in different ways of this very simple truth.
Yeah.
Do not banish power from your awareness.
That's right. It is a powerful paragraph.
So there's this really expansive, magnificent presence in you, and you can feel that. When you really go into these higher states, can't you? It really does feel expanded, powerful. And these are all words. You're trying to describe what's really beyond words, but glory, magnificence describes a state of mind that is your true nature. And you awaken to this, when you become aware of this, then it comes into your awareness again, you experience it again. This is what the remembrance of oneness will do for you. That's what he's really saying. So just be willing to stop all the denial. Shrouded in guilt and the dark denial of innocence.
To me, the first half of the paragraph reads, it reads fluidly, but the second part feels clumsy.
Okay, from where?
Well,
do not banish.
I think from number 6, really. Whom it would awaken to magnificence is awakened to the experience of it. Okay.
Well, we can change the way that's structured, the sentence structure. So we could say it would awaken to magnificence. It would awaken to magnificence. Changing it quite a bit, but something like the extension of magnificence.
anyone who is awakened to magnificence
Mm-hmm.
and to the experience of it.
Anyone instead of whom?
Yeah.
That's better.
Anyone
Anyone.
who is awakened to magnificence is awakened to the experience of it.
Yeah, that's better, definitely.
Awaken to the experience of it, or shall we say magnificence again? No.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyone who's awakened to magnificence is also awakened to the experience of it. We need also. Need
Yeah.
also? Does
Yeah.
that make it sound a bit better? Okay. And then the next one. So you happy with number 6?
Yeah, yeah. Number 7's a bit clunky, I think, as well.
Yeah, so what is it in number 7?
So it is the remembrance of perfect love. Here we have here. So that's the Holy Spirit. It was originally him, I think. He has promised the Father. So it has promised it's the Holy Spirit, which is then the He. Whom He would save for glory is saved for it. So that's the Son of God. He has promised the Father that through him you would be released from littleness to glory. It gets confusing. Who's the He? So he's and hims, and so that's the Son of God, and that's the Holy Spirit. But they're both He's. So I think we need to just make sure that's clear. He has promised the source of magnificence. Okay, so maybe we need the full Monty here. The remembrance of perfect love.
Yeah.
Has promised the source. We could just leave it as source, or we can have the source of magnificence, because that's kind of what we're talking about. That through it, you would be released from littleness to magnificence. I'm going to take that out. So,
Is there a more appropriate word than source? The remembrance of perfect love has promised.
Well, maybe, see, that's why I put in just to source of magnificence. Then it makes a bit more sense, doesn't it? Promise the source of magnificence, that through it, you would be released from littleness to magnificence. So this is the promise of the Holy Spirit, which you must fulfill.
How about the remembrance of perfect love has promised all that through it you would.
Yeah, okay. We're changing the sense of it, but to what he promised God, to what he promised. So it's talking about the promise of the Holy Spirit to God, but that doesn't really happen in reality. The Holy Spirit doesn't promise. The Holy Spirit just is your remembrance of oneness. The remembrance of perfect love has maybe will promise the source of magnificence. So maybe instead of has promised, being or maybe coming from the source of magnificence.
Or being of the source of magnificence.
Yeah. But then you've got two ofs, so I think coming from sounds better. Coming from the source of magnificence.
releases you.
Will release you or releases you. Perfect love will release. Maybe we make it more present. Releases will release. From littleness to magnificence. Will
yeah.
happy?
I think that's
So read that again, number 7.
The remembrance of perfect love coming from the source of magnificence will free you from littleness to magnificence.
Oh, I think that's pretty neat and clear.
Well done, editing team.
Yeah, happy with that? Yeah, well done. Group effort. And, the idea is to make it clearer, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of this kind of language. To what he promised God, he is wholly faithful, for he shares with God the promise that was given him to share with. There's a lot of that's done in the course, which I think can be clarified and made much more direct. Just make it more understandable. And then the last one, number 8. So what it promised, pure formless oneness of perfect love. Let's just keep it as perfect love, shall we? To what it promised, perfect love, it is wholly faithful, for it shares with perfect love. Promise that was given it to share with you. So instead of maybe it is wholly faithful, to perfect love.
Why don't we take out with perfect love the second time it pops up?
Yeah.
Shares the promise that was given it to share with you.
Yeah. Is wholly faithful to the pure formless awareness of perfect love. It shares the promise that was given it to share with you. Yeah, kind of makes sense. For it shares the promise that was given it. That how about that? That's quite nice. Like that?
It is wholly faithful to the pure formless awareness of perfect love, for it shares the promise that perfect love gave it to share with you.
Well, in that case, do we need of perfect love the first time it pops up in number 8?
Your formless awareness of perfect love. You want to take that out. Shares the promise that perfect love gave it to share with you.
Who's saying she thinks it needs it in?
What, keep it in? Totally faithful to the pure formless awareness of perfect love, which shares the promise that perfect love gave it to share with you.
Personally, I'd take it out, but because it seems to confuse popping up twice.
How about that? Shares the magnificence perfect love gave it to share with you.
Yeah.
Okay, read it one more time. Let's see. Does that kind of stack up?
Just the number 8. It is
Yeah.
wholly faithful to the. Do we need the pure formless awareness?
You do if you're going to have that whole structure of pure formless awareness of perfect love.
Do we? We normally just leave it out.
Okay.
Just read the whole thing. Let's see how it reads.
It is wholly faithful to pure formless awareness of perfect love, for it shares the magnificence that perfect love gave it to share with you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's paragraph 1 done. This is why we're not in a 15 paragraph monster. But it's a tricky one because there's lots of stuff going on there. Lots of gods and Holy Spirits and so on, and glory and so on. But I think that's a pretty good translation. So do you want to give us a little summary of it?
I did.
Yeah, you did. You actually did.
About 3 days ago.
Yeah, you actually did. You're right. So,
Yeah.
So we move on.
Yeah, let's crack on.
All right. So number 2 is there. So maybe read. Do you want to read it out loud first, Sue, and then we'll go to the translation.
Sue's just delegated it to me.
Oh, really? Delegated to your buddy.
It's a long one.
It's a long one.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll do half and half.
Okay.
He shares it still for you. Everything that promises otherwise, great or small, however much or little valued, he will replace with the one promise given unto him to lay upon the altar to your Father and his Son. No altar stands to God without his Son, and nothing brought there that is not equally worthy of both, but will be replaced by gifts wholly acceptable to Father and to Son. Can you offer guilt to God? You cannot. Then offer it to his Son. For they are not apart, and gifts to one are offered to the other. You know not God because you know not this. Okay, there's a halfway mark with plenty of things to work on. Yeah.
Okay. Should we go into the translation then?
Yeah.
Okay. So
the remembrance of oneness shares.
So we keep it as perfect love because that's what we used in the
remembrance of perfect love. Okay, remembrance of perfect love.
Shares it still for you.
What's the it?
We're talking about the promise, but we translated that to magnificence.
Oh yeah, okay.
Shares the magnificence that perfect love gave it to share with you. So if we want to shares this magnificence, because the its get confusing, I think. Shares this magnificence
with you.
With you, yeah. With you, for you, yeah. With you, I think. Does that work?
You could do either, really, couldn't you?
Hmm?
Could do either, with or for. Actually, I quite like. I think I prefer for, actually.
Yeah, for you. Remembrance of perfect love still shares, because you had a still going on there, still shares this magnificence for you. Still. How about still gives this magnificence?
Why do you want still in there, John?
Because he had it in the original.
He shares it still for you.
So he's still sharing it. Remembrance of perfect love still gives this magnificence. But we could take out still if you want. Gives this magnificence to you. Yeah? How about that?
Yeah. What about Sue and Iona? Do you agree with that?
Iona's timed out. There we go. She's back on the job.
Sorry. Double, what do you call it? Multitasking, not a good idea.
Iona, you've gone into limited awareness there. You've gone dark.
There we go. The light.
Look at
The light has come. Yeah, thank you, Kenneth. Remembrance of perfect love gives this magnificence to you, as opposed to shares this magnificence for you. What do you think?
Shares.
You like shares?
Yeah.
Shares this magnificence for you.
Or holds this magnificence.
I just think it works well with the idea of me being an extension.
The share.
Sharing.
Shares this magnificence for you. Okay. Happy with that?
Yeah.
For you. It's kind of it's a gift to you, but sharing it for you. Okay, number 2.
Funny light.
Everything that promises otherwise.
Yeah. Everything that promises otherwise, great or small.
Oh God, that's too much.
However much or little valued, it will replace with the one promise given unto it. Oh, blimey, okay. Everything that promises otherwise, great or small, however much or little valued,
it will replace
with the one promise given unto perfect love.
It's actually talking about the remembrance unto this.
To remember.
To the remembrance, to lay upon the altar to your Father and his Son. Praise with the one promise. How about the remembrance of love? Praise with the one promise. The remembrance of love has made.
Actually, I'm still struggling a bit with the first one, the first sentence, actually. When we say the remembrance of perfect love shares this magnificence for you, so what does that mean? Who's it sharing it with?
Well, it shares it for you, so it's a gift to you. It's a sharing for you. It shares it for you, so you can share in this magnificence. That's the sense of it. But we could change it. I changed it to gives this magnificence to you, which is more direct, but then you take away the idea of sharing. So.
Or shares it with you.
Well, that was, yeah. And then you decided you preferred for you. Shares this magnificence for you. I think the for you gives a sense of a gift, that it is doing this for you rather than giving it to you, sharing it with you. But
so it's saying that the Holy Spirit is sharing its magnificence along with us.
It's saying it's actually giving it for you. It's like a gift. The sense of for is it's giving it to you as a gift, sharing it for you. This is for your this is for your experience of your own magnificence. So it shares it for you as this kind of gift from God, gift from the source of magnificence.
Okay, I think I'm getting it.
Yeah. The 4 is kind of a gift, whereas sharing with you has a slightly different sense.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm getting that one. Everything that promises otherwise, great or small, however much or little valued, it will replace with the one promise the remembrance of love has made.
This memory.
Everything that promises otherwise, great or small, however much valued. This memory.
This remembrance. I think let's stick to remembrance. This remembrance. This remembrance will replace the one promise so I've changed this. The one promise, it with the magnificence, let's just stick to magnificence. With the magnificence, the original goes, the one promise given unto him to lay upon the altar to your father and his son. So instead of that, it will replace with the magnificence, it has been given unto him, it has been given. It's been given to lay upon the altar to your father and his son. Okay, so the altar is the foundation, remember?
I was trying to remember what that was.
I thought I'd help you out. That would have been a good remember. The foundation. To lay upon the foundation.
I'm not sure. When you've introduced this remembrance after the comma, I think that's a bit of a hint. I don't think see what that's adding.
It refers back to there. Instead of it, great or small, of much or little value, it will replace with the magnificence. So we could use an it, capital it, but this remembrance just makes it. The problem with the it is it gets confusing for people, I think. All right, let's finish the sentence and then we'll see how it reads. Replace with a magnificence. It. See, then you're gonna have two its there.
Well, do you need anything? Couldn't it just be everything that promises otherwise, great or small, however much or little value, will replace magnificence?
Well, it will replace. Something's got to replace with the magnificence. The remembrance replaces with the magnificence. That's the sense of it. So it's subject object. Subject remembrance of oneness will replace the object, whatever, how much little valued, with the magnificence. It has been given by the source to lay upon the foundation to your source. Lay the foundation of your source and its extension, something like that. Let's see if we translate this. This is tricky, though. This is a tricky paragraph.
This is very, yeah.
So welcome back into the deep end. Fortunately, it's quite a short one, so it shouldn't be too long. So,
remembrance, perfect love shares this magnificence for you. Everything that promises otherwise, great or small, however.
This remembrance will replace with the magnificence it has been given to lay upon the foundation of your source and its extension.
Where's it going to go?
Wow, yeah, this is really clunky.
It's really okay, this contact.
Yeah? You want to change that? It was clunky to start with, but I think we've made it a bit better.
Yeah.
Given unto him to lay upon the altar to your father and his son. Given to lay upon the foundation to rest upon.
Remembrance of perfect love shares magnificence in you. How about the remembrance of perfect love shares this magnificence for you and, oh no, Mrs. Wise. Yeah.
You start tampering too much, it's like it's a whole rewrite, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything that promises. I think that reads okay. Read it from number 2. Well, from number 1 to the
Yeah. It's yeah. The remembrance of perfect love shares this magnificence for you. Everything that promises otherwise, great or small, however much or little valued, this remembrance will replace with the magnificence it has been given to lay upon the foundation of your source and its extension.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that kind of works.
Yep.
Happy with that? Compared with the original, one promise to lay upon the altar to your father and his son.
I think it's how I said it.
Okay, happy with the first 2 then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No altar, no foundation. No foundation stands perfect love. No foundation stands Formless awareness. No foundation stand. That word stands is not working, is it? No foundation.
Stands to pure formless awareness of perfect love without its extension. No foundation
Exists.
stands under, maybe. No foundation stands under pure formless awareness, perfect love without its extension. No foundation to pure formless awareness of perfect love.
Sounds a bit like a building site.
No foundation stands under pure formless awareness of perfect love without, let's change that to its extension. How about we say the foundation of pure formless awareness of perfect love? The foundation of perfect love does not stand without its extension.
Well, that's easier to understand.
Yeah. Do you think we've got the sense of what he's trying to say there?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I don't get the word foundation for altar.
don't you?
I don't understand. No.
Okay. The altar's, it's a reference to church and so on, but the altar is what makes a church holy. So it's the very centerpiece. It's the heart of the whole church. So it's the foundation of the thought system. That's the altar. No foundation. No foundation to pure formless awareness of perfect love stands without. No foundation of pure formless awareness of perfect love. That's clumsy then. No foundation of perfect love stands without its extension. Have we caught the sense of that, you think? No foundation of perfect love stands without its extension. I think we got that sense of what he's saying. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. And foundation altar. So it's the very the heart of it, the foundation, the base of it.
Is essence an alternative?
The essence of perfect love stands. It doesn't really work with stands.
The essence of perfect love cannot stand without its extension.
Yeah, the idea of stand and foundation, those two kind of go together, don't they? Stands. No foundation exists, maybe. The foundation of perfect love. Perfect love
Exist.
cannot exist without its extension. Yeah? What do you think? Are we getting the sense of the original? No altar stands to God without his son. Foundation of perfect love cannot exist without its extension. Do you think we've got the sense of it, or have we changed it too much?
I think we have, if we accept the word extension, which we have used continuously. And I kind of get that. I understand the meaning of extension, but it's just
saying it's the same foundation. Same foundation for both. Foundation of perfect love exists with its extension. Foundation of perfect love. I think let's just keep it. The foundation of perfect love we have cannot stand. Stands without his son. Foundation of perfect love cannot stand. Without its extension. Happy with that?
Yep.
Okay, number 4.
And nothing brought there that is not equally worthy of both, but will be replaced by gifts wholly acceptable to source and its extension. Brought there that is not equally worthy of both, but will be replaced by gifts wholly acceptable to source and its extension. Can you offer? Oh, this is really strange. It's a strange statement. Can you offer guilt to God? Obviously not. Can you offer guilt to perfect love? You cannot.
No, you cannot then offer it to his son.
Yeah. Can you offer guilt to perfect love? Okay. I'm just saying, obviously you cannot. You cannot then offer it to his son, you cannot put it to its extension. For they are not apart. and gifts to one are offered to the other. So he is saying here that is raising the question: can you offer guilt to God? Obviously, you can't. Therefore, offer it to the Holy Spirit, because they are not part, and gifts to one are offered to the other. So it's, yeah, okay, that makes sense now.
So you can't give guilt to God and
No.
and then not give it to its extension. So you can't actually, saying the logic is you can't offer guilt to perfect love. It's a meaningless idea.
Yes.
Perfect love, there's nothing to be guilty for.
No, but you can offer it to Holy Spirit, because Holy Spirit is the mediator.
No, somebody's saying you cannot then offer it to its extension. So the guilt, the offering of guilt is blame, really. So can you blame perfect love? It's a ridiculous idea. Because perfect love, there's nothing to blame it for. So you cannot then blame its extension, because the offering of guilt is blame. We could change it actually to blame. Can you blame perfect love? What do you think?
Well, yeah, okay, that could be interesting. Yeah. Can you blame perfect love?
Can you blame perfect love and offer guilt to it? Can you offer guilt to perfect love by blaming it?
Yeah, okay.
Offer guilt in the form of blame. Something like that to perfect love, because that's what the offering of guilt is. Can you offer guilt in the form of blame to perfect love?
Okay, so you cannot. It's a ridiculous idea.
Offer it to its extension. So you cannot offer. So what it does then, it makes very clear, because offering guilt, what does that actually mean? Well, what that means in practice is blame. When you're blaming anyone, you're offering it to the extension of perfect love. You're saying you can't really do that.
Yeah.
So they are not a part.
So then, and hence, you cannot offer it to its extension.
No.
Because it is one of the same.
Because it's a ridiculous idea. If you said, well, can you blame perfect love? People go, well, that's pretty difficult to blame perfect love for anything. It's perfect. So what are you blaming it for? So logically, then you cannot offer it to its extension, which is all of us.
Yeah.
Then it's just another logical reason why you've got to let blame and guilt go.
I mean, it's all of us, but it's also it, isn't it? It's also perfect love.
Yeah, what's it? Its extension.
Yeah.
Yeah. Form of blame to perfect love, you cannot then offer it to its extension.
Yeah.
Cannot then offer blame. You cannot then blame its extension. How about that?
Yeah.
Because that's how we offer guilt to people. We blame them. Cannot then blame its extension, for they are not apart, and gifts to one are offered to the other. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
You know not God because you know not this. Okay. So how about you just make that? You do not know. pure formless awareness of perfect love. Because you do not know this. So what he's saying is, if we're blaming our brothers, then you're offering guilt to them, and then the perfect, pure formless awareness of perfect love is obscured. Okay, happy with that?
You do not know pure formless awareness of perfect love because you do not know this. Yeah? Okay.
Okay.
Who's going to take over from now?
Okay.
And yet you do know your formless awareness and also this.
Yeah, so do you want to read? I don't think we read the original. Let's read the original. I think that kind of helps just to get a sense of what we're dealing with.
And yet you do know God and also this. All this is safe within you where the Holy Spirit shines. He shines not in division, but in the meeting place where God, united with his Son, speaks to his Son through him. Communication between what cannot be divided cannot cease. The holy meeting place of the unseparated Father and his Son lies in the Holy Spirit and in you. All interference in the communication that God himself wills with his Son is quite impossible here. Unbroken and uninterrupted love flows constantly between the Father and the Son, as both would have it be, and so it is.
Okay. So let's go back to there, and yet you do know.
Your formless awareness.
Yeah, perfect love. And also this. All this is safe within you where the Holy Spirit shines. Now the
Remembrance of oneness.
So should we stick with perfect love for this?
It shines not in division, or it does not shine in division.
Do we want shines or should we change shines? Abides. Remembrance of perfect love abides.
Yep.
Remembrance of perfect love exists. Remembrance of perfect love remains.
Abides.
Abides. You like that? Okay. Abides. Yet, I guess we need to keep consistent. Abides. Maybe it does not. Does not abide
In division.
in division.
In the meeting place where pure formless awareness of perfect love, united with its extension, it's not abide in division, in the meeting place where pure formless awareness of perfect love,
There's a comma there, I think.
its extension, yeah, speaks to its extension through it. Division in the meeting.
Through him is the remembrance talking about.
Yeah.
Through
In the meeting place where pure formless awareness. In United with its extension.
Okay. I'm going to read number 11, just see how it reads.
It does not. Okay, so we're talking about the remembrance of perfect love. Does not abide in division, but in the meeting place where pure formless awareness of perfect love, united with its extension, speaks to its extension through this remembrance.
Yeah, makes sense.
Division in the meeting place where pure formless united with its speaks to its extension. Well, yeah, kind of. It's a bit long, though, isn't it?
You could say that of the entire text. God is, and then we cease to speak is kind of the short version of the whole text. God is, but this is a lot of explanation.
Do we need that? Do we need speaks to the extension through its remembrance?
Through this remembrance.
It does not abide in division, but in the meeting place where pure formless words of love united with its extension. Okay. Speaks to its
Yeah, otherwise we change a whole bunch of the sentence. Speaks to its extension through this remembrance. Maybe speaks, communicates with instead of speaks to, I think. What do you think? Communicates.
Yeah. Different word.
United with its extension, communicates with its extension through this remembrance. Yeah. So the remembrance of perfect love is just the way that we communicate with the source. Makes complete sense. It's the remembrance of that source. And then he brings in the idea of communication.
Communication between what cannot be divided, cannot cease.
Yeah. Think that needs translation or not?
No.
We're okay with that.
Holy meeting place of the unseparated Father and his Son lies in the Holy Spirit and in you. So the holy meeting place of the unseparated source and its extension lies in the remembrance of perfect love and in you.
Remembrance.
All interference in the communication that pure formless awareness itself wills with its extension, all interference in the communication, that remembrance of perfect love, all interference in the communication, pure formless awareness of perfect love itself wills with its extension is quite impossible here.
Instead of wills, maybe we should change that. Perfect love.
Could we change it to has?
Yeah, I thought so. Has with its extension is quite impossible here.
Yeah. unbroken and uninterrupted, love goes constantly between the source and its extension, as both would have it be, and so it is.
Yeah, well done. Up to the end of that monster.
John's disappeared. Now it's time to do a summary.
Yes, yeah. But you want to read the whole thing through? Just let's make sure it all reads okay, and then maybe he'll have returned. And you can do a summary. Well, he'll probably say you do half of it, and he'll do the other half.
The remembrance of perfect love shares this magnificence for you. Everything that promises otherwise, great or small, however much or little valued, this remembrance will replace with the magnificence it has been given to lay upon the foundation of your source and its extension. The foundation of perfect love cannot stand without its extension, and nothing brought there that is not equally worthy of both, but will be replaced by gifts wholly acceptable to source and its extension.
So, I wonder if we can just change that. But will be replaced. Let's make that a bit smoother. It's not equally worthy of both. Nothing brought there.
Just take out the but.
I think so.
Yeah.
Nothing brought there that is not equally worthy of both. Yeah, but that doesn't mean it will be replaced. Nothing brought there will but be replaced, will not be.
And nothing
brought there that is not equally worthy.
There's too many negatives in there.
Yeah, it's double negative, yeah. Nothing brought there that is not equally worthy of both. So the but gives it another kind of twist, doesn't it? But will be replaced. It gives a sense of it will be replaced. And
anything brought there.
Yeah, I think so. There's too many double negatives, and anything brought there. Anything
brought there that is not equally worthy of both will be replaced by gifts wholly acceptable. Its extension.
What there that is not equally worthy of both will be replaced, yeah, by gifts wholly acceptable to source and its extension. That's much smoother.
Can you offer guilt in the form of blame to perfect love? You cannot then blame its extension, for they are not apart, and gifts to one are offered to the other. You do not know pure formless awareness of perfect love, because you do not know this. And yet you do know pure formless awareness of perfect love, and also this. All this is safe within you, where the remembrance of perfect love abides. It does not abide in division, but in the meeting place, where pure formless awareness of perfect love, united with its extension, communicates with its extension through this remembrance. Communication.
Look at the original here.
Shines
not in division, meeting place where God, united with his Son, speaks to his Son through him. Okay. I think we got the sense of that. Communicates with its extension. But actually when you read it through and you compare it to the original, it's kind of quite changed, isn't it? So there's a lot of
yeah.
It's like it reads like a different almost a different text. Well, it's the sense of it, you know what I mean? But it's got a totally different feel to it. Yeah. Okay, so communicates with extension through this remembrance. Communication between
between what cannot be divided cannot cease. Communication between what cannot be divided cannot cease. Holy meeting place of the unseparated source and its extension lies in the remembrance of perfect love and in you. All interference in the communication, the pure formless awareness of perfect love itself, as with its extension, is quite impossible here.
When you say it's got a different feel, John, do you mean, is it too different?
No, I think it has a different feeling to it. That was Sally was saying. You when you start doing these changes, it changes for me anyway, the feeling that you get from the whole thing. But in a good way. I think what we're doing. Otherwise, why would we do it? There would be no point to all this. But I think it kind of just allows you to penetrate through the words into an experience of it. That's really the point. To a feeling of it, rather than these words, Father, Son, because it can be quite intellectual and quite confusing. You're reading that. These words point you more into the experience of, because we're using experiential words like love and pure formless awareness. What do you think? What do you feel?
I agree with you most of the time, but, but I kind of feel there's an addition of clarity, but a loss of magic.
So you mean some of the poetic, the imagery and stuff?
Yeah.
Maybe not magic, because that's we know what magic means in a loss of a poetic feel, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, we'll try and keep it. I mean, this is the art of translation, isn't it? If you can keep some of the like the darkness and so on. But yeah, maybe that is a trade-off. Because some of the imagery, as beautiful as it is, may be completely not understandable to people. They're just like, well, what does it actually mean? Light, light and darkness and all this imagery, and actually it becomes quite far removed from the seeming reality of their mind. And they go, yeah, I read it and it sounds beautiful, but actually I have no kind of connection with it because it just doesn't seem at all realistic to me in terms of my own experience. So what we want to try and do is bring it into words that help people to connect with their own experience, because that's when it starts to become really useful.
Jono, I'm seriously fading.
I noticed.
I'm sinking back into the sofa here. And
So why don't you just chill there and just absorb it?
I am.
Absorb it subconsciously. I think we're done with number 2 pretty much. That was the monster one. The rest are quite short, fortunately. 3, 4, and 5. With 3 more to go.
If I'm really not taking it in, I'll just dip out.
Okay. See if you can. Can you do one more paragraph for us?
Okay, I'll do 3.
Yeah. And I guess I'll let you off the hook of the summary of that.
Great, thank you.
Given that it's your first time back after a week.
Yeah.
We'll skip that. Let's just go straight into the translation then. Let your mind
wander not through darkened corridors, away from light's center. You want me to read the whole thing or just one sentence?
I think let's do one. Read the original and then we'll translate.
Let your awareness.
Let your awareness.
Not virtual awareness.
Wander not through darkened corridors. Through. So that's very poetic, but like some people might go, what does it actually mean? A darkened corridor? Because he's using an image to refer to something in your mind.
Well, what about confusion?
That your awareness.
Wander not confused away from. I don't know.
What through darkened corridors? Well, darkened is always limited. We can start with that. Limited. And what's a corridor? I think he's talking about a pattern of
Belief
or thought. Yeah. Your awareness, not wander. Awareness, not wander. Wander not. Not wander. Through or in, not wander into. See, into limited patterns of thought. Because that's really, I think, what he's referring to. A corridor is like it's a pattern in your mind that's playing out, not one into limited patterns of thought and emotion, or of belief and emotion. Limited patterns of belief. Happy with that?
Mm-hmm. Away from light center.
I don't think you need that.
What, away from light center?
No.
Yeah, he's just kind of emphasizing it. You're moving away from your awareness, not one into limited patterns of belief and emotion, away from the light is true awareness, from the center of true awareness.
You and your brother may choose to lead yourselves astray, but you can be brought together only by the guide appointed for you. So you and your companion may choose to lead yourselves astray, but you can be brought together only by the
guide. We can leave guide.
Just leave guide appointed for you. Okay. He will surely lead you to where God and his Son await your recognition. He will surely lead you to where pure formless awareness of perfect love and its extension await your recognition. They are joined in giving you the gift of oneness, before which all finishes. Nice.
Yeah, we don't need to translate that.
Unite with what you are. You cannot join with anything except reality. God's glory and his sons belong to you in truth. The magnificence of pure formless awareness and its extensions. Belong to you in truth. They have no opposite, and nothing else can you bestow upon yourself.
Maybe you cannot
Bestow.
give yourself. Anything else?
Okay.
Happy with that?
Let's see. Let your awareness not wander. What about do not let your awareness wander into limited patterns of belief and emotion?
Yeah, I think it just makes.
Mhm.
Let your awareness not is quite old English, isn't it?
Yep.
Not let your awareness.
Wander into limited patterns of belief and emotion. I like that. Away from the sun. Away from
I think that's
sun.
what he means by corridors. It's quite a clever analogy, actually. Dark corridors. There's a sense of like a corridor is like a line of thought, isn't it? That's what I get from the dark corridors. But we've got to sort of translate that into something that's obvious to really bring that out. I think most people would miss that.
You and your companion may choose to lead yourselves astray, but you can be brought together only by the guide appointed for you. It will surely lead you to where pure formless awareness of perfect love and its extension await your recognition. They are joined in giving you the gift of oneness, before which all separation vanishes. Unite with what you are. You cannot join with anything except reality. Perfect love's magnificence and its extensions belong to you in truth. They have no opposite, and you cannot give yourself anything else. Right.
One thing, I just think maybe center, given we talked about foundations in the previous. So we make that foundation.
Foundation center, yeah?
Away from the foundation of true awareness. Because then it connects in with the previous paragraph of foundation. Yeah, happy with that?
Yeah.
I think number 7 needs to be the magnificence of perfect love and its extensions belong to you in truth.
Okay. Because it reads better that way.
Yeah.
They have no opposite, and you cannot give yourself anything else. Okay, happy with that? Can you give a little summary, Anna? You up for that? It's like wake up.
Yeah.
It's Kenneth fading there.
Yeah. Yeah. Surely lead you. Well, making the choice not to wander away into emotion. Oh God, I can try to do that, and the only way back is to listen to. Oh my God, my words have really deserted me. Surely lead you to. Await your recognition. It's all right. Okay, it's about me waking up and recognizing what I need to do, because there will be the gift of oneness. All thoughts of separation, all the wandering down the corridor vanishes. Unite with who I truly am. I can't be anywhere else joined with anything else. This is my true reality. There is no opposite. So it's another way of describing awakening, isn't it? Going back to the true foundation. Yeah. I've still got the corridors in my mind, because for me as a visual person, that really works for me. I love the corridors and the darkened rooms and the doors and all that. It's how I'm retranslating it back into my own mind.
Corridors?
into limited corridors of beliefs and emotions. I was limited. Well, for me, almost what would be better, blind alleys.
Instead of the limited corridors, blind alleys of belief and emotion. Yeah, it's another image we've used, but it kind of works. Blind alleys, dark corridors, blind alleys of belief and emotion, away from the foundation of true awareness.
Because ultimately they are blind and they don't lead anywhere. And I've had a lifetime of realizing that.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm happy with that too.
Okay.
Blind alleys of belief and emotion.
As opposed to dark corridors. Yeah.
Okay. We'll go with that. Whatever's more impactful and meaningful, really.
Yeah.
I quite like that. Blind alley of belief and emotion. Wow. Okay. Because what you're trying to get to people to do is go, well, how am I in a blind alley of belief and emotion? I'm continuously getting upset or angry or frustrated or anxious. And that's just a blind alley of belief and emotion. Away from the foundation of true awareness, which is foundation of pure formless awareness. Happy with that? You and your companion may choose to lead yourselves astray, but you can be brought together only by the guide appointed for you. Surely lead you to where pure formless awareness with perfect love and its extension await your recognition. So he's saying, your companions might, you can argue, you can have conflict, all the ego stuff that goes on. You can lead yourselves astray, but you can be brought back only by the guide, which is the remembrance of perfect love or oneness appointed for you. So only that's going to bring you back to sanity, where you recognize that you are one. This pure formless awareness and its extension are one, and they are one in your awareness. It's only giving you the gift of oneness, before which all separation vanishes. Unite with what you are. You cannot join with anything except reality. Magnificence of perfect love and its extensions belong to you in truth. They have no opposite, and you cannot give yourself anything else. So there is no opposite. This is all there really is, and you cannot actually give yourself anything else, although you believe you have. That's the whole delusion, but you cannot really do that. Okay, so happy with number 3. I think you've done a summary there. Well done. I'm sticking with it. We've got 2 more paragraphs. Let's see if you can hang in there. Like a coach. Just hang in there, guys. We're at hour number 2. Only 5Ks to go.
Oh, that was never competitive.
Hang in there.
Competitive translation.
Well, it's like a marathon runner, it's like hang in there. Just keep going. End of sight. Okay, so there's no substitute for truth. So I think we're back at John.
There is no substitute for truth. And truth will make this plain to you as you are brought into the place where you must meet with truth. And there you must be led through gentle understanding, which can lead you nowhere else. Where God is, there are you. So I think those first 3, there's nothing to translate there, is there?
No, I think that's all good. We don't need to mess with that.
Number 4, where perfect love is, there are you.
Yeah, let me just grab this. Where are we?
Where pure formless awareness of perfect love is, there are you.
There you are. I think it's much better.
Yeah, okay. Such is the truth. Nothing can change the knowledge given you by source into unknowingness. Everything pure formless awareness of perfect love everything source created knows its
Maybe that source we should just make that.
Nothing can change the knowledge given you by pure formless awareness up into unknowing. Yeah, that kind of reads better. Everything.
Comma there. I don't think we need 2 commas there. You think nothing can change the knowledge given you by pure formless awareness of perfect love into unknowingness. It doesn't need 2 commas there.
Everything pure formless awareness of perfect love created.
What's the translation for created?
Yes, goes out my head. Everything.
Can you help him out, Sue?
Well, I'm thinking, no, I don't know.
Okay, Iona?
I don't know what
Beingness.
Really? Forgotten?
Yeah.
Extended.
Tell us, Iona. Not another extended.
Because it didn't really create anything new. It's just an extension of what's always been.
Everything pure formless awareness of perfect love extended
Knows its source.
knows its source. Everything pure formless awareness of perfect love extended knows its source. For this is how creation is accomplished by the extended.
This is how extensions is accomplished by the extender.
By the source.
Extension is accomplished by the source and by its extensions. By its
extendees.
Yeah, it's extensions.
Its extensions. So this is how extension is accomplished by the source and by its extensions.
I don't understand.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So we extend as the source extended us, because it's actually one awareness.
Yeah.
That's in truth, it's just one, but it seems in our limited awareness of separation to be like something that's extending outwards from source to us, because we have an illusion of being separated from it, but actually it's all just one awareness. And all that's happening is we're coming to the realization of that, slowly but surely.
In the holy meeting place are joined
The source and its extensions.
and its extensions.
So how about we flip that around, I think. The source and its extensions
Extensions of its extension. That's going to be interesting.
The source and its extensions
Are joined in the holy
are
meeting
joined in the holy meeting place. Source and its extension are joined in the holy meeting place. And
You want to change holy meeting place? Holy meeting place. The
Hub.
yeah,
so we stick that in there. It's like a non sequitur. What? Joined in the holy meeting place, or joined in the awareness, in the joint awareness, the joint united awareness.
the source and the
Or
extension.
maybe we say are joined in. How about this? I think this is great. Are joined in holy meeting place that is pure, formless awareness.
That baby. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Like
Mm.
that?
Yeah.
A holy meeting place of pure, formless awareness. Because that's what you're talking about, one awareness. We could change the holy meeting place, but then the whole title of the section is the holy meeting place, isn't it? I think. Was it the holy meeting place?
Yeah,
Hmm.
was.
Yeah.
If we remove that, then the title kind of disappears. So, we'll keep that. So the holy meeting place of pure formless awareness.
Mm.
Nice, because that's where they meet. That's where we meet, in that state of pure formless awareness. Meeting place of pure formless awareness and the creations of his Son with them together. Creations of his Son with them together. So what's he referring to as the them? Its extensions, joined in the holy meeting place of pure formless awareness. And the creation, the extensions of its extension, yes. So that's what he's trying to say. Extensions of his Son. So that's our own extensions, our own thoughts and higher feelings, extensions of its extension. With them together. With them together. So it says, join in the holy meeting place of pure formless awareness, along with, and maybe along with, because that's what he's saying, isn't he? Along with the extensions of its extension. Extensions of its extension. Then we need to take that away. Yeah. Along with the, do you want to read that number 9?
The source and its extensions are joined in the holy meeting place of pure formless awareness, along with the extensions of its extension. I don't understand extensions of its extension.
So the source extends. So that's us, our minds, and then we have the ability to extend as well. So we extend love and peace and joy to others.
Yeah, okay.
Those are the extensions of its extension. So actually it's really the love and peace and joy that's coming from the source, just kind of extending through us. And then we experience that extension as these, higher states of mind, love, peace, joy, etc. So it's actually happening in one line. It's really all the source, the true awareness that we are, just coming into the realization that that's what it is, just happening through our own awareness. So that's why we meet in the one awareness. We meet in pure formless awareness. That's the holy meeting place.
Yeah.
Where our minds are now united with our source in this awareness.
I think that makes sense to us, John, because we've kind of grown into this idea of what extension is. But I think if somebody came in from outside and read that, they'd think, "What on earth is this?"
Yeah, well, they presumably wouldn't just read it. They're gonna hit this at paragraph at number 14 in a whole course of 4 or 5 months. It's going to lead them up to it. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's the idea. It's a progression, and we'll have a glossary. So it's like, okay, well, this is what it means. You know, the sun is the extension. Extensions of its extension means the extensions. You know, and those are love, peace, joy. So there needs to be some, yeah, like that glossary of terms and you know, some help with the understanding. I think. But yeah, well, that's what we've undertaken to do, I guess, in this. The last paragraph, last sentence, I think that kind of works.
There is one link that joins them all together, holding them in the oneness out of which creation happens. So there is one link that joins them all together, holding them in the oneness of which
Out of which extension happens. Okay. So, do you want to read it from the top?
there is no substitute for truth, and truth will make this plain to you as you are brought into the place where you must meet with truth. And there you must be led, through gentle understanding which can lead you nowhere else. Where pure formless awareness of perfect love is, there you are. Such is the truth. Nothing can change the knowledge given you by pure formless awareness of perfect love into unknowingness. Everything pure formless awareness of perfect love extended knows its source. This is how extension is accomplished by the source and by its extension. The source and its extensions are joined in the holy meeting place of pure formless awareness, along with the extensions of its extension.
Wow.
There is one link that joins them all together, holding them in the oneness of out of which extension happens.
Okay, makes sense. Read okay. I think it's all right. Can you give a little summary of it?
Thou is saying that truth is everything, and when we allow ourselves to be led, when we ask to be led, we will be led to truth and nowhere else. And our extensions will come with us.
So it's really just one awareness. There's the source, which is pure formless awareness. When we recognize that, we come into that awareness. That becomes our awareness, and our extensions come from that awareness. So we experience love, peace, joy. These are our extensions of so it's all really in one line. It's one awareness coming back into unity. That's the holy meeting place. And there's one link that joins them all together, holding them in the oneness out of which extension happens. So it all merges into one whole awareness. that is complete, whole, unbroken, perfect, and that's why it's called perfect oneness, perfect love. So in the end, when the separation's completely gone out of the mind, then that's all that's going to remain, just one whole awareness, and nothing else. Okay, happy with number 4?
Yeah, good.
Okay, one more. Let's keep going until the end. So,
Bring us home.
you read it first, and then we'll just do the translation. Sue?
The link with which the Father joins himself to those he gives the power to create can never be dissolved. Heaven itself is union with all of creation and with its one creator. And heaven remains the will of God for you. Lay no gifts other than this upon your altars, for nothing can coexist with it. Here your little offerings are brought together with the gift of God, and only what is worthy of the Father will be accepted by the Son, for whom it is intended. To whom God gives himself, he is given. Your little gifts will vanish on the altar where he has placed his own.
Okay.
So the link with which the link with which the source joins itself to those he gives the power to extend can never be dissolved. The link with which the source joins itself to those it gives the power to extend can never be dissolved. Heaven itself is union with all of extension and with its one source. We could say source there, couldn't we?
All of union with all of. I need to change that to beingness. What do you think?
Yes, better than extension.
In that context, it is, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heaven itself is union with all of beingness and with its one source. And heaven remains the will of pure formless awareness for you.
How about the awareness? Perfect love. Because that's what it is. Yeah. So the will of God becomes the awareness, awareness. God is perfect love. And we just tack on to the will is to the pure formless awareness of perfect love for you.
Lay no gifts other than this upon your foundations. Lay no gifts other than this upon your
upon your altars, upon your.
because an altar is where you lay your gifts, isn't it?
On this. in your awareness. Do not give no gifts other than this in your awareness. Lay them in your awareness. Do not give gifts other than this to your awareness. Lay no gifts other than this in your awareness. Give no gifts. Lay no gifts. We keep that?
Yeah.
Lay no gifts other than this in your awareness.
Nothing can coexist with it. Here your little offerings are brought together with the gift of pure formless awareness.
And the it here is he's talking about heaven, is he? Heaven remains. Heaven itself. I think heaven should be a capital, right? Because it's an it referring to nothing can coexist with it. Heaven remains. Must be referring to heaven, yeah? One would think. And when nothing can coexist with heaven.
Or is it the will of God?
Will of God, yeah. But either way, it needs to be capitalized. Because that's capital, but then that's small. There are no gifts other than this, for nothing can coexist with it, with the nothing can coexist with pure formless awareness of perfect love. Yeah, here your little offerings are brought.
Little offerings are brought together with the gift of pure formless awareness. And only what is worthy of the source will be accepted by its extension. For whom it is intended. To whom perfect love gives itself, it is given. God gives himself. To whom God gives himself. Yeah. What does that mean?
To whom pure formless awareness of perfect love gives itself,
it is given.
Is it given?
this awareness is given. So we could change that. Pure formless awareness of perfect love is given. It's a bit clumsy, really, isn't it? But
Understand what it's saying?
you don't?
No.
Okay. So anyone help? John? Diana? To whom pure formless awareness of perfect love gives itself, it is given. This awareness is given. So
It just goes on and on.
no, this awareness, which is the truth, it gives itself to all of its extensions, which is all of us.
Yeah.
And because it gives itself to all of us as our source, this awareness must be given. And so it's in our awareness. It's a done deal, in other words. This awareness was given you, it's your foundation, it's your source, and this awareness is given to you whether you like it or not. You can deny it, seemingly cover it over, but it's a given. It's a fixed, and you can never undo it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Cool. And then last one.
Your little gifts will vanish on the foundation where he has placed his own.
How about foundation of truth?
Yeah.
And it, your formless awareness of perfect love has placed its own.
Hooray!
So just read it from the top, make sure it makes sense.
The link with which the source joins itself to those it gives the power to extend can never be dissolved. Heaven itself is union with all of beingness and with its one source. And heaven remains the pure formless awareness of perfect love for you. Lay no gifts other than this in your awareness, for nothing can coexist with pure formless awareness of perfect love. Here your little offerings are brought together with the gift of perfect love, and only what is worthy of the source will be accepted by its extension for whom it is intended. To whom pure formless awareness of perfect love gives itself, this awareness is given. Your little gifts will vanish on the foundation of truth, where pure formless awareness of perfect love has placed its own.
Yeah, makes sense. Read okay? You know what I'm going to ask you. Can you summarize quickly?
Well, we have been given the gift of pure formless awareness of perfect love. And we really don't need anything else. And we can extend it to others.
So it's really just this, he's saying in many different ways, but it's this idea that there is this source of pure formless awareness, which is our source, and we simply come to an awareness of that. It dawns upon our mind that that's what we are, and everything else disappears into this pure formless awareness. There's nothing else. And all of our little gifts to ourselves will vanish. So all these offerings that we've made, the illusions, the false idols, and so on, simply vanish on this foundation of truth where pure formless awareness has placed its own. Because that foundation is this awareness. So it's a very, he's using many ways of just pointing to this fundamental truth that there's one awareness. That awareness is your awareness. And all you've got to do is accept that. That's the whole journey. Acceptance that awareness is your awareness. This is the merging of the Father with the Son, or the source with its extension. When you just accept and you come to know that awareness as yours, and you know it experientially. It's not intellectual, theoretical. It's an experience of that awareness that is now in your mind, and there's no other awareness. That's where this course is leading us. To that awareness and only that awareness.
Brilliant.
Okay.
I have to go.
Makes
Okay.
sense?
Yeah,
Okay, well, we're pretty
yeah.
much done.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you.
We will do a little summary. So Sue and John haven't done this, I think. So
Okay, cool.
all right. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah.
So what we do, Iona and I started doing this, is a personalized executive summary. So essentially, you read this, it's one short paragraph, and it gives you the very essence of the whole thing that you can actually apply in your life. So that's what we try and accomplish. So the key message of this section is that, and then you fill in the blanks. So what is it saying? Like the very essence of it. Go to the holy meeting place. So it's talking about the meeting place of your awareness with Source's awareness. So something like that is that there's only one awareness in truth, and something like this, the holy meeting place of only one there is only pure formless awareness. Let's just see if we've got perfect love in truth, and the holy meeting place is meeting place is in your mind when you become aware of this awareness and ultimately become one with it. So all your thoughts, all your extensions, all your thoughts are maybe this needs a bit of awareness. How about that? Something like that? What do you think? You want to add anything?
Yeah, that's good.
There is only God or pure formless awareness, perfect love and truth. Only meeting place is in your mind when you become aware of this awareness and ultimately become one with it. So all your thoughts, those are your extensions, become part of this awareness, are part of this awareness. This is the unity of Father and Son, or Source and its extension that is the ultimate, the goal. This unity, Father and Son, or Source and its extension, is the And what we try and do is personalize it. Is that only God? So we make it in the first person. Is in my mind. Key message that there's only God up here from home meeting places. In my mind, when I become meeting place, in my mind, when I become aware of this awareness and ultimately become one with it. So all my thoughts become part of this awareness. This unity of Father and Son, or source and its extension, is the goal of all of the Course and all spiritual parts. Do you want to add anything to that? Are you happy with that?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Next time I'll ask you to do that, but I'll help you out a bit. So it's just it's like a very key, like overall, just like, okay, that's really what it's saying in essence, rather than like a long-winded summary. So you read that, so okay, that's the kind of key takeaway from this, which hopefully makes it applicable. You can go, okay, well, I can take that and actually try and apply that insight to my life.
Yeah, good.
Extension is the goal of ACM and all authentic spiritual paths. So, although this one, because it's talking about the the metaphysical unity and stuff, it's not that easy to directly apply. The principle is an important one. This awareness, when I come into this awareness, this pure formless awareness, and that becomes my awareness, then my awareness and the source's awareness are the same. And then there's the merging of the Father and the Son. That is really the yoga, the union of these seemingly separate entities into one. And that's the whole purpose of the universe. That's why we're here, is to merge back in to the source. Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions on that? Happy?
It's good, thank you, John.
Yeah. Well done. That was quite a difficult section. Thank goodness it was only 5 paragraphs.
Yeah, yeah.
It was quite to translate on this level. It does take time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well done. I'll send this if you like. I'll post this to the group, so you've got it. Have you any chance you're going to get Telegram soon? See?
No, I can't get it.
Okay, because John managed. Did he get a new phone?
No, I deleted some other stuff.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sending you again.
I am going to get a new phone anyway.
Are you? Okay.
As well.
Maybe you can give yours to Sue. We got to get you on the Telegram group somehow. Remember that? Anyway, are you happy with emails and stuff? So
Yeah.
yeah, okay, so far. Okay, and I added you to another group on WhatsApp, so you should be getting daily WhatsApp messages to that.
Okay.
Are you seeing that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Really? Oh, okay. So I think you're a member of. Let's just stop this recording. I thought I'd added you to the AOLG club members group, and
The last thing I got was
let's have a look.
the 22nd of May.
To Reynard, yeah. ALG club members group.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yes, so you should be getting daily messages to that.
No, I don't get daily messages.
Really?
Last thing I had was on the 22nd of May,
Oh, interesting.
which was a video.
Members.
Doctor.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm just being dense here. It's ALG. So I'm not sending out to the club members because that would just duplicate the Telegram group. But the ALG community is what you're on. And I think I added you to that. No, I didn't. I thought I had. So that's why you're not getting. Sorry, I thought I'd added you to that. So you're not getting any WhatsApp messages. Would you like WhatsApp messages? You're not.
Well, what are they?
Well, they're just a version of what I send to the. It's a cut down version of what I send to the ALG club members group, but the essence of it's there.
It's the same as what you send to Telegram.
Yeah, I don't send the full Monty. I don't send all the recordings and stuff. So it's a reduced version. There's usually 1 or 2 recordings, but the message is essentially the same. Yeah.
Well, I see it on email, so that's fine. I'm fine with that.
You're happy?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you ever get Telegram, then join us. But otherwise, as long as you're happy with the way you interact with it. So yeah, thank you, and
thank you, Jono.
I'll see you tomorrow. I hope. Are you going to join tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah. Is that 12:30?
Yeah, 12:30 tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
So look forward to that, and thanks for joining, and namaste.
Namaste. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Bye for now.